Greetings, cocksuckers. Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Lucy Nicotine Gum. Listen, it's December. Everybody's making their fucking, I'm quitting this. I'm not going to eat pie. I'm not going to stab midgets no more. All that shit. Whatever the fuck those things are called. You also got to quit smoking. It's one of the things that COVID will hit and fucking grow with. But besides that, you just got to quit smoking for your fucking health, okay? And I got something for you to help you. Lucy Nicotine Gum. I quit smoking years ago. I still fuck around with the gum because it gives me a little jolt. I usually get a fucking name brand. If you see, I got no Lucy products because I fucking ate them all. They were fantastic. I'm waiting on the next shipment, because when you're craving to smoke, you just need a little something to satisfy the habit. That's why I love Lucy Gum. I love all the fucking flavors. The wintergreen, the cinnamon, but my favorite is pomegranate. If you're looking to quit smoking and you're fucking serious and you need all the help you can, because sometimes you need the patch, you need the cigarette for the sensation, you need the gum for the sensation to cure that. This is the way to fucking start. Lucy Nicotine Gum. So do me a favor. The fucking Uncle Joint's family. Go to lucy.co. C-O. That's it, not .com. Co. Lucy.co and use promo code Joey to get 20% off all products, including gum, and they've got lozenges. That's Lucy.co and use promo code Joey. Also, I got to give you this disclaimer. The product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Just go to Lucy.co and be sure to use promo code Joey. Okay? Don't forget what I'm telling you. It's time to fucking quit smoking. Go to Lucy.co, use promo code Joey, and get this program started. You're going to thank me in a fucking year. You're going to fucking send me a tweet and go, Joey, you're a genius. I'm not smoking dope no more, but I'm doing heroin. What's the fucking difference? Oh, all jokes aside. Lucy.co, use promo code Joey. The joint is also brought to you by On It. Listen, you're looking for Christmas presents for people. You got a fucking cousin who's a little retarded, he's not cooking on all cylinders. Alpha Brain comes in right there. Why not? Take a chance. Columbus did. This is the last thing you got before you hit him in the head with a fucking hammer. And Alpha Brain also comes in a powder. You mix it with water, shake it up, boom, just in case you don't like pills. Also, Shroom Tech. I know you got a lot of athletes in your family. Hey, give them the gift of fucking health. Shroom Tech Immune, Shroom Tech Sports, kettlebells. On It's got it all. Club bats, fucking maces. They got everything. I can't give you a discount on that, but I got you on the supplements. Have you tried the melatonin yet from fucking On It? Have you tried the coconut almond chocolate protein bar bites yet from On It? No. So this is what I'm telling you. Makes a great Christmas present, and you get your mind going. A lot of people don't have focus. This is the way to start. Alpha Brain. I'm telling you right now, I started my cycle and I've been a complete different person. I'm clear, I'm focused, and I know what I fucking want. You understand me? So it starts today. Go to honor.com right now and press in code CHURCH, CHURCH, and get 10% off delivered to your house. It's that fucking easy. Let's start the month off on a good fucking leg here. And that's it. Go to honor.com and press in church and get 10% off delivered to your house. And if you're looking to quit cigarettes, Lucy.co is the way to go. Try the pomegranate gum. Let's get this fucking party started.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. Yeah, Joey's in the back.
Hey, look who it is. What's happening, cocksuckers?
Check 1, 2. Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint.
What's happening, you bad motherfuckers? Welcome to Uncle Joey's Joint. It's Monday, December 12th. We made another fucking weekend. And we're fucking here. I give a lot of, I'm sorry to the residents, my former neighbors in LA. They shut you down, started yesterday, right back to where we were in fucking March. No playgrounds, no fucking restaurants, no fucking nothing, and my heart goes out to you. Lockdown is imminent here also, but for right now, we'll have everything open, the schools, so we're running with gas, but my heart goes out to you guys. Like I said, I'm a GED motherfucker. I got sick and tired of being the smartest fucking guy in the room. Something was in the air, and something told me to get the fuck out of there. I can't imagine what my family would be like right now if we were still there. But I'm giving thanks to being the fuck out of there, and I'm just letting you guys know in California, I did not forget about you. I love you motherfuckers with all my heart. It was just time to go, and when it's time to go, it's time to go. You got no time to be fucking around or giving hugs and saying goodbye. I don't know what's going on with numbers. I don't know nothing about transmission rates. I just know I mind my fucking business, and that's it, and that's that. But anyway, enough with that talk. You guys get enough of that talk all fucking day, everywhere you go. That's all that's on people's minds. I'm here to take your mind off that for an hour, 45 minutes, whatever the fuck I talk to until I get a fucking headache and I'm sick of goddamn talking. But, the base of this podcast is the youth. Sometimes I forget. I think when we started doing Uncle Joey's joint, I forgot that the youth concept was so very fucking important of this. The people that watch this aren't 50-year-olds. They're out there fucking doing their thing. It's young kids. It's kids that are lost. Kids that got their shit together but want more. It's so weird. I read emails on all the genres, I get emails on Twitter. I get emails on Facebook. I get emails on Patreon. And it's the same group. It's the same age group that really is struggling the most right now. And it's the kids in their fucking 20s. And listen, man, it's just tough being in your fucking 20s. Let's start with that. It's got nothing to do with you. God didn't handpick you. Society isn't picking on you. Being in your 20s sucks. Whether you're in college, whether you're not in college and you're trying to figure it out, whether you took a year off to fucking go to India and get bit in the fucking neck by a snake, whatever the fuck you decide to do, you decide to do. Now a lot of years are like, Joey, we don't know what the next step is. The next step usually when you're in your 20s is hitting rock bottom in a way. Like, you're not going to end up a bum with dirt on your face and people throwing dirt on you. You hit rock bottom somewhere emotionally. And for me, that was the fucking case. Like, I just, for me, if I have to narrow it down, again, the other day I was over here spitting out dates about December. And I said something about December 12th, maybe Ozzy's birthday, and then you guys correct me with the 3rd, blah, 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 blah. And I got my dates confused. It's amazing how life comes back to bite you in the fucking ass with certain dates. The reason why I said December 12th was that's the day I became homeless in 1984. And when Mike left and the podcast was done and I had to do some other shit around here, I don't know, I went and got gas and I thought about why I said December 12th. And I was like, fuck, that wasn't Ozzy's birthday. That's not a fucking whatever. That's the day I became officially homeless until New Year's Eve. I was homeless till about New Year's Eve week. And then I got myself a hotel room for a few nights, some fucking, you're scratching from the crabs type of hotel. And then my ex-teacher took me in and my life changed in 85. It was the breather that changed me. But I still remember walking into that park every night, and this week it got colder here in New Jersey. The weather dropped that night, and I would go outside to take a walk to smoke a joint because my daughter's around. And for some reason, December 12th came back to me, what I was going through in my fucking life, how frustrated I was. I was basically homeless because I was a fucking junkie. I had put the junk before myself, which is what happens. It's funny, I was watching from your recommendation, a lot of guys told me to watch the Hector Macho Camacho documentary on Showtime. And Saturday night, it just happened to fucking be on. I'm sorry about the sirens. It's not that the cops are looking for me, it's that Santa Claus is coming to town. So a bunch of kids are out chasing fire trucks right now, looking for Santa. But it's funny how he said a line at the end. They called him a champion. He goes, I'm not really a champion. I'm a junkie first, and then I'm a champion. That fucking line resonated with me because for years I considered myself a junkie. Once you come to terms with what the fuck you are, we live in denial. You live in denial. You're like, it's okay if I do fucking 8 grams of coke a week. That's accepted. That's how I was living, which is fucking denial, And just being in that rocket ship, I would have to walk into a park, walk past the swings, walk past the seesaw. There were these little fucking animals that you get on. You ever see those things with the coil on the bottom? I had to walk around them, and then I had to go to the rocket ship, and with like a pint of booze in my jacket and my scarf and my hood, I would climb up the little fucking ladder all the way to the 3rd floor, and I would just shiver and drink the vodka and cry, because that's what pussies do. They cry when they blame the world, and I would blame why is this going on with me? The world hates me. God put a curse on me. And then at the end of the vodka, I'd try to jerk off outside, and I'd fucking pass out on the fucking 3rd floor. And I'd wake up in the morning, and it was like 3 weeks of that. For 3 weeks, I lived that fucking life of just telling my friends, I'm going to stay at my other buddy's house. Who? A guy on 88th Street I became friends with. And they would drop me off, and I would go into this rocket ship. But when I was sitting in that rocket ship, I knew this had to change. I knew that was my rock bottom. I knew that there was only one other thing under this that I could go, and I was dying. I was just going to die outside. I thought I was going to die outside. But I got that Hudson County water in me, that fucking, Hudson River water in me. It kept me fucking alive. And I would fall asleep outside in the fucking winter. I didn't even wake up with my hand. Oh, his fingers are frozen. You're going to get hypothermia. No, there was no hypothermia. There was nothing. I woke up. I walked around. I did what I had to do. But being in that rocket ship flipped something. It switched something. It was for me like going, we were talking about getting called out by your friends here. That's a life call out. That's when life fucking calls you out. There was no place to go. I mean, here I am in this fucking rocket ship. I couldn't go to anybody. I had worn out all my welcomes all over North Bergen. I was done. That's it. I had put myself in this fucking position. But I fucking snapped. Like something just fucking snapped. And the same way I built the blueprint to come back here and do the levels of things, I got to do this first. I got to get the podcast going first. I took my life the same fucking way, and it worked. One day I was hanging out outside in front of a bar at 2 PM. Who's at a bar at 2 PM? Homeless people or alcoholics. That's who goes to a bar at 2 PM. And I'm at this bar watching soap operas with a bunch of fucking losers. And I go outside to just like smoke pot or something. And I saw one of my fucking teachers, and one of my teachers that was cool. And I went up to him, and he's like, I'll get you in a rehab, blah, 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 blah. And I called him, and there was no room at the rehab and all this shit. And I ended up staying with him. I ended up staying with him from January 1st of 85 to towards maybe the end of February. And they gave me 2 months to really think. I was clean. I was just smoking pot. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing any pills, no cocaine. I was actually clean. And that was the first time in my life, in 1985, at the age of 23, that I was officially on my own. I was off life's fucking umbilical cord. There was no mom. There was no dad. There was no friends. I was living in Cresskill, 20 miles away from where I'm from, and I was just putting my life together on my own. He had an attic he put me up in. He had two other kids, who I'm dear friends with today, Nicholas and Christopher. They're big timers today. They both work for, fucking Nicholas works for like CBS or something like that, constantly contacts me. And at that time, I was a good kid. I just was confused, like a lot of you guys. What the fuck is my next step? I had already done a couple, credits at college, at Colorado Mountain College. I had all this shit going on, and I lost it all for drugs, for fucking, to do coke. I had this thing in my mind. I was like, fucking, I don't even know. I have no idea where to start and where to end with what the fuck was going through my mind. But living with Mr. T and his family and the kids and seeing, it let me know what I wanted, what I didn't want to do. I didn't stop being a criminal. My criminal eyes were still fucking there. But one day T came to me, like a man that he is, and he goes, hey man, you've been here for 2 months, and you haven't overstayed your welcome, your family. But I feel it's time for you to get an apartment and take the steps to make it fucking happen. And he goes, you got like another week to stay here. I'm not throwing you out, but it's time. It's time for you to go out there and go into the real world. And it hurt a little bit. But I understood what he was doing. And I moved into like a men's home in fucking Tenafly, New Jersey, and then I was there for like 2 weeks, and they found I was smoking pot in front of the building, and the lady got mad, and then I ended up in another house that a lady owned, and 3 guys lived upstairs. Her family was gone, her kids had gone to college, and she didn't want to live alone. I just basically lived in flop houses, $75 a week. You get a bedroom and you got to share a bathroom with people. That's what I was doing at 23. I was just living in flop houses. And then one day, the lady had a son, and I saw him in the daytime, and he got high, and him and I went and smoked pot together. And he had this jewelry, and he goes, if you could help me sell it. And I ended up getting arrested. That's not the point of the story. But just, letting you know that I still was not, Dorothy was not out of the fucking woods. Dorothy was not out of the woods. And then the day I got arrested, I bumped into our friend George, who I had him on the church towards the end when I had my friends on. And I talk about him daily all the time because George saved my life. I just happened to bump into him. I got arrested that night. And when I called him to bail me out, he took the extra step and said, not only am I bailing you out, but you're going to move in with me and my family. And that really helped me out a lot. It helped me out on the emotional side because I thought that God had given up. I thought that the world had given up on me. But that wasn't the case. This one guy still cared about me, and I didn't smack him in the face. I slept on his floor, and I fucking got a construction job. And he'll tell you, I was not snorting coke. I was not going out at night. I was really trying to keep my fucking life together. And then I got a call that I had a settlement over his shoulder. They gave me 18 grand, was waiting for me, and I decided to go to Colorado. And when I left to Colorado in June of 85, I was still clean off the cocaine. I wasn't drinking. I was just smoking pot. Was I doing criminal activities? Yes. Stupid shit. That's when I was robbing the gas stations. I was doing under the limit shit so I couldn't get caught. I would rob fucking businesses. I would walk into a building and rob businesses. I was doing a bunch of shit, stupid shit, but it was basically credit card theft. I was a one-man fucking wrecking crew. I mean, Mondays was traveler's checks. Tuesdays was credit cards. Wednesday was a gas station. Thursday was ripping off a building. And am I proud of these things? No. But they happened, and I can't change who the fuck I am. I can't change it now. It's too fucking late. In fact, that's a part of who I am today. I mean, if I sit here obviously and go, wow, if I could do my fucking life over, what could I do over, Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing I could do over, because I wouldn't be in this position today to talk to you like this about life or any other fucking situation. I didn't go to, I would have loved to get an MBA from Harvard. I would have loved to get a law degree from fucking Stanford or something like that. But that's not what was in the cards for me. What people don't understand about me was my dream wasn't to become a fucking comic. My dream was to become a man, a productive person of society, somebody who, helps little old ladies across the street and don't rob them, and, helps people shovel snow. And that was my thing from the beginning. This dream did not start out for me to be a grandioso comic and be at the comedy store. It didn't. It didn't at all. This dream was about me being just a good guy, a human being, being able to earn people's respect, not having people looking at me like I did go to prison, all the time. Like, that guy can't be trusted. Women would see me and they would move their purses, shit like that. I didn't want to live that life anymore. I didn't want to be that person. I just wanted to be a fucking human being. And, I say to you guys, when people call you out on different things, for me it was Mr. T. For me it was, Mr. Blue at the fucking halfway house. For me it was, Matt Woods, the comic who turned my comedy career around. When I was from 15 to 23, I was just like you guys. Let's face it. I answered an email the other day. Some guy's like, thank you for doing all the music stuff. I try to influence my son with it, but he won't refuse to comprehend it. He doesn't really. And I'm like, listen, people got to come around on their own. You're not going to lead a horse to drink fucking water. They're going to do everything on their own. That switch has to flip within your own. When you guys hit me up on an email, no matter what it is, no matter what it could be, on any subject, on abroad, on going to school, on, doing drugs or whatever, I see a lot of me in you guys at that age, which is just confusion. We just don't know. We just don't know who the fuck to ask. The person that loves you the most, which is probably in your case your fucking parents, your grandfather, maybe you have an uncle. I don't know what the fuck your house situation is. But when they sit you down when you're a young man and they give you advice, listen, I didn't take it either. I didn't take it either. And that's why I ended up homeless. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you don't take advice from people and you know more than them, which, listen, I was that guy. I'm not here faulting you. I know plenty of people still today that they don't give a fuck what you tell them. Even though they come and seek the advice from you, they still won't listen. They're going to do it their way anyway. And you don't yell at them. You don't get mad at them. You just go, God bless them. They thought it was a better way. Let's see who has the better way. When they fail or whatever, you don't rub it in their face. You pull them aside and you go, this is why I talked to you and said that you should have done it this way. This is the same thing that happened to me. There's just little fucking things. When you go on Patreon and you want to write a blog, if you write a blog and you're going to post a video about the blog, how much of a nightmare is it, Mike? It ain't going to happen. You got to post a blog. You got to post a video up first so the fucking thing could go off. I don't know why. I don't even know why I brought Patreon up and anything like that. But it's the same thing with life. You got to do one thing before it does the other. If you want to try it your way, I'm not mad at you. Go for it. But you're going to end up in the same situation I was on the third floor of a fucking rocket ship looking out. I get people who complain to me about their parents all the time. My parents get mad at me. Why, you're under their roof? You got to do what the fuck they say. You don't like what they say? You want to smoke weed in your room with your feet up? Get your own fucking place. But you're mad at them because they're telling you you can't do something. Get your own fucking place. It's time to cut the fucking umbilical cord and see what life is all about. Get the fuck off that computer. Get the fuck off that computer. Listen, I know you're probably doing work right now. You're typing, you're on your thing, and you put the podcast on just to listen, to be entertained while you're doing something. But I don't mind you fucking being on the computer. But to be on the computer 12, 15 fucking hours a day, I know at the end of my week I have a thing on my computer that comes up that tells me how many hours I've been on the computer, if your time went up on the computer, if your time has been low on the computer. Guess what? My time is getting lower and lower on the fucking computer. I don't have the desire I used to of going through all the fucking social networks no more because it's all the same fucking shit anymore. You're not getting from Facebook what you were getting. I see things on Facebook. I saw a post, I think Saturday. A chick compared Louis C.K. to somebody else, and I looked at the thread and I tried to read it, and I'm like, and all of a sudden they're throwing politics in, and I forget who she compared to Louis C.K. to, and then Louis C.K. was all right, but the guy who, it's just nonsense. If you're finding relief on fucking Facebook, if that's what you want to do on, and it had 25,000 fucking people on there arguing about Louis C.K. and some fucking guy that jerked off on the phone. You know, when the fuck does it end? When the fuck does it end? You know, you learn a lot on the computer. You learn how to do this. You know, Mike works on the computer. He does flyers. He does this. But Mike also has 2 fucking kids he's raising. So it's not like he's on the fucking computer all fucking day. You know, during this fucking pandemic, whatever the fuck is going on, every time you sit in front of the computer, the TV, you know, some outlet, some guy listening, you know, this is why I don't want to bring up all the negative shit that's going on around this right now. Because as a matter of fact, all this negative shit could be going on around you as long as you stay positive. It's like a snowstorm, right? When a snowstorm fucking is coming down, what do? Sit there with your mouth open and wait for the snowflakes to walk in your fucking mouth? No, you keep fucking walking. It's a horrible snowstorm. There's winds going. Your fucking ears are flapping. You're walking sideways. You ever been that fucking windy when you're walking fucking sideways? You know, and what do? You don't just stand there and let the shit keep fucking falling on you until you become fucking frosted snowman. You keep fucking walking. And that's what's going on right now. Yes, there's 1,000 things going on. Yes, you're waiting for, I've been on the phone all day with unemployment. Yeah, but you could have been chopping somebody's fucking wood and made $100 fucking dollars. Meanwhile, you're on the phone, I'm trying to get unemployment. Listen, you're going to call until St. Janero's Day. There's a window for fucking unemployment. Like 2 hours, from 6 to 8, and then you're fucking on delay, and you go try to hustle something. The winter's coming. I know they got 8 inches in Boston. Trust me, Lee was fucking mad because he had a shovel like 8 inches. That was part of his fucking Patreon little workout, was shoveling 8 inches. You know, you need money, go shovel fucking snow. But it's a lot better than sitting there waiting for unemployment to send you that fucking check that by the time you get, I had a buddy every time I talked to him. I'm over here waiting for unemployment. I'm over here waiting for unemployment. Dog, I got here in August. He just got the check 2 fucking weeks ago. He could have done 20 fucking things in those 2 months that he was waiting for unemployment. I told him, come down here, paint the wall, fucking cut the grass. Nothing. He didn't want to do nothing. So he had to wait in his fucking apartment for 2 months for an unemployment check. You can't be lazy. The bluebird of happiness has COVID. I don't know if you know that. Even the bluebird of happiness tested for fucking COVID. All those people, the fucking people that used to bring the check to your door, remember? Hi, you won $1 million. They quit. They got COVID too. They ain't dropping off any Gitas on nobody's house. Nobody's doing dick for you. If you ain't doing it yourself now, it's going to be, and I love these people. 2021 is going to be a better year. What do you think? You're going to wake up January 1st and a fucking bird's going to come up to you and bring you like a note COVID is over. No. No. This is going to go on till fucking September. Be prepared. Get your fucking stock ready. Work on yourself. This is the time. This is what this is for. This is what this is for. Ever since I watched that fucking Showtime documentary on the Comedy Store, I've been trying to figure out what fucking happened the last 20 years. That's what I've been trying. Ever since I watched that documentary, it messed with my head in a way I can't describe. Because I had to ask myself, where have I been the last 20 fucking years? And it was great. It was a great part of my life. It was like being in the NBA, you know. It was more than I ever anticipated. But guess what? It's over now. It lives in my fucking head. And I put it in the back the same way when I went to prison, the same way from when I was married, the same way from when I was doing coke. It just goes in the fucking history books. For me, it's never going to happen again. I wish the Comedy Store stays open. I wish the Laugh Factory stays open. I wish all the improv stay open. I wish all the comedy clubs, Denver Comedy Works, Kansas City, my man over in Columbus, I hope they stay open. But the sad fact is a lot of comedy clubs, we're going to be hearing about a lot of comedy closings, a lot of venues that you grew up on, that you went to concerts at, small mom and pop theaters. You're going to be hearing that in 10, 20 days. You know, 10, 20 days, all these businesses are going to be closing, especially out in California. You just cut out our tourist season. You know, yesterday or the day before or Friday, a memory popped up of me pushing Mercy on a swing on Facebook. That was 2015. Every year I would come, every other year, me and my wife would come to New York this time of the year from the 3rd to 2nd to the 6th to 7th because it's the cheapest it's going to be. It's the cheapest. The hotels are empty. The city's still empty. Give it a fucking week. People go over there to see that fucking tree. People flying from all over the world to see that fucking tree. Well, guess what? That's not happening this year. That's just not fucking happening. That's 80% of your fucking income is what you make in December from tourism. LA, the Rose Bowl. And if you've noticed, they're going to open up on the 21st, which will help because that means those Rose Bowlers come to town. When those guys come to town the 25th, they start rolling in on the 26th of December. Fucking LA is packed. Universal City's packed. The Comedy Store's packed. Both teams in the Rose Bowl come to the Improv one night. So one night it's Penn State. The other night it's the other team. You know, this is big. With everything closed, what are they going to do? What's the tourism? How many of these businesses are going to handle just that fucking loss from you know how many businesses depend on December? Do you have any fucking idea? And you're there in your house complaining about, I got to sit on the computer 8 hours a day and work. Really? That's what you're complaining about? You better be fucking lucky. You better get up every morning and go on your hands and knees like I do and give thanks that I have a way to earn a little bit of fucking money. You know, I'm not on the road. And the road, what are you thinking? It's just going to clean open in January and people are going to be running down there. It's not going to happen. But I made the adjustment. I'm happy. I'm happier. If you look at me, you're like, Joey, you look happier. You lost a little weight. No, I haven't. I'm about the same. But I'm cleaning up. I'm going to the gym fucking 4 days a week. I'm eating better. I'm fucking definitely sleeping. I'm definitely fucking sleeping a lot better. I don't have that bullshit around me anymore. That bullshit is dead. You know, my wife on Saturday rented out a little play zone they have close by. And my daughter and some of her little girlfriends, you know, the parents that have welcomed us, my wife wanted to, you know, give back. So my wife rented the little room at the play zone and got like, I don't know how much money and little fucking passes. And we had like fucking 12 little kids over there yesterday, you know, from her class, like kids that go to her class. Two of the girls from up the corner, and it was, I think, 10 girls and 2 little boys. And the 2 little boys only showed up because they were brothers to the girls. You should have seen their faces when they had to take the picture by the Christmas tree at the end. They were like, really? We got to take a picture with 10 little 7-year-old, 8-year-old girls. But my wife said, you know, you were sitting there for a second and you weren't playing any of the games towards the end. Why? And because I'm like Marlon Brando. I was just sitting there taking it all in, looking at these parents and the difference between the parents that I was running with in Los Angeles and the parents that I'm running with here. The parents that I'm running with, that I was running with in Los Angeles, they were nice people. I have nothing against them. I miss them dearly. But their parenting skills and their yearning to be a parent was not the fucking parents I deal with here. The parents I deal with here, first of all, they were very appreciative. You know, it was a Saturday. It was raining out. Most shit wasn't going on. And here my wife put this little thing together. They made gingerbread houses. Do you think I made a gingerbread house as a fucking kid? Whatever. They made gingerbread houses. And then they went and they played. They had fucking, what's when you put the shields on and you think you're a fucking alien and shit?
Virtual reality.
Metro reality, whatever the fuck, virtual reality, metro reality. They had all that shit. They played fucking Space Invaders. They shot basketballs. They played, what's that, human shuffleboard shit, where they all had it was tremendous. A little girl got kicked in the head with a ball. Listen, it didn't matter. I was looking at them and going, wow, look at the difference of parenting. The parents were involved. They were like talking to me about how they called a school every fucking day and torment the principal. They got his cell phone number. They got his emails. They fucking blast him. You know, these are, you know, where I lived in California, the parents were like, oh, they closed the school. What are you going to do? These motherfuckers are, fuck you. Open up the fucking school, you fucking savage, you fucking animal. So it's just, you know, I was just taking in what the fuck did I come from? I can't, you know, I told my wife, I go, I feel bad because I didn't lie to you. That is the craziest thing. Everything I told you New Jersey was, it is. I never lied to you about this stuff. Whether it was the fucking food. I mean, yesterday the place brought in like pizza. Like part of the deal comes in with pizza. And I remember I was like, I'm not going to waste Weight Watcher points. Ate on some fucking pizza. And the neighbor, my man Frank from across the street, is from Staten Island. He's got 2 kids. He's missed the pizza sucks around here. He came out, he goes, this pizza's not bad. I go, Frank, how many times am I going to fucking tell you? Bad pizza in Jersey is better than good pizza in California. I go, it's not bad. Let me get a fucking slice. I tasted it. It was fucking delicious. Delicious, and the crust was burnt a little weird. Like it was higher than regular pizza. Like they actually burnt it and it was crispy and it had a weird taste to it. Fucking tremendous. I go, you know, on the way home, my wife goes to me, even the fucking pizza was good. In fact, we heated it up and ate it for dinner last night. That's how good it was. That's not my point. The point is that all these things I felt in my head before I left California were real. New Jersey does have so much more to offer. Food-wise, people-wise, parent-wise. The behavior in kids I saw in L.A. and the behavior here. Listen, my wife saw a fucking at the park maybe 2 weeks ago. Like when we were in LA, we'd see bad kids doing shit, and the parents would just go like, ha 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 ha, you know, he's so, you know, he's creative, and he doesn't know how to process his energy. Your kid's a punk, little faggot, and he's gonna end up sucking dicks if you don't step in the middle of this right now. Look at him. Look at him. He's half a fucking fruitcake already with ballerina shoes on. And you're talking about you don't know how he should push his energy. Well, let me tell you something. Here, my wife saw a fucking lady smack a little boy in the face at the park. My wife's like, the parenting here, they don't fuck around. I guess the little boy went and smacked the mother at the park. She goes, the mother didn't even hesitate. As the kid's hand was going down, she was already up, giving him a cross smack to the face, and then told him to pack up his toys. He was fucking going home and to never touch him again. And my wife even came home and was like, holy shit. It's a different fucking animal here. It's a different fucking animal compared to what I was. But the whole point of the story was that, you know, we made a decision and we moved on. A lot of people who write me think that some weird event in their life is going to happen and everything is going to be better. And listen, I'm not here to blow your bubble. I'm here from experience because I had the same thing in my head when I was 23. You know, I was just bullshitting myself. But most people today, these young guys, these young kids, and it's not your fault at all. You just think something's going to happen. You're waiting for somebody to hook you up. But listen to me, you have to assume, and I'm not trying to be negative with you, that nobody's going to hook you up. You have to assume that nobody's going to come in and save you. Because at the end of this fucking thing, the only thing that's going to cross the bridge for you is you helping yourself. And that's what I realized up in that rocket ship. That all this thing I was imposing on life, that, you know, it's not. The universe takes care of you. Life won't take care of you. It's a big difference. The universe always takes care of you. Life won't take care of you. You got to take care of life. But the universe, they take notes. They take notes. I don't know why. And it's every Thursday, Jimmy Florentine comes over here for dinner. He has this boy from Sunday to Wednesday, and he's involved. And on Thursday nights, I make it a habit to call him up no matter what my wife is cooking, and I invite him over for dinner. I do that for a reason. So he's not alone on Thursday nights, and I do that for another reason. I'll tell you why. And I told Jimmy the other night, he's been over maybe 6 or 7 nights on Thursday nights for dinner, and I finally told him why. I go, in 1983, I was living in Snowmass Village, Colorado, and I was working as an electrician. And you work with people. Hi, how you doing? Hey, Mike, what's going on? Nothing. And one day, one thing led to another. Mike said, I'm going to Philly. And I'm like, Mike, I live close to Philly. I take a bus. And Mike's like, why do you take a bus? Just hop with me in the morning. And then, just hop with me at night. And in the mornings, meet me at this place. I'll pick you up. And we'll split the gas for the week. And I was like, fine with that. And that's how it started with me and this guy. And then one day he dropped me off and he goes, I can't do this today because I got to pick my wife up. And he goes, forget it. I'll just pick you up anyway. I'll have my wife in the car. And me and his wife hit it off. I was an 18-year-old kid. And me and his wife hit it off. And then me and him hit it off. And then one night he was like, hey, instead of going home, do you want to go get some nachos at the Woody Creek Tavern? And I'm like, yeah, let's go down to Woody Creek Tavern and get some nachos. And then I went to that was one night. Then another night they said, listen, my wife is making a meatloaf on Saturday. Do you want to come over? And I think that was like October of 83. I got to be honest with you. From October of 83 to January 31st of 84, these people had me over for dinner 3 nights a week. Not my roommate. They had me over for dinner. They were in their 40s. They didn't have any kids. Maybe they were lonely. But they took care of me. The universe took care of me. And then let's fast forward to 95, 94, 93, when I was having the roughest points in my fucking life with that. Why? I was trying to get into comedy. You know, I was at war with my wife. I was broke. I was living in a room smaller than this podcast fucking room. And this includes a shower and a kitchen and a front door. I mean, it was, the bed was, I had a bed, it was a 1-bedroom studio, but all that was in the studio was a fucking bed. That's all I had in the studio. I lived in that apartment for 18 months, and I didn't turn the stove on one fucking time. Not once. All I had in the fucking refrigerator was fat fucking tire and water and sodas. That's all I had in this refrigerator. My income was zero. I had committed to comedy. I was selling cars. I was doing odd jobs. There was one job I did where the guy would call me like twice a week, and I would have to, what's that shit when you fucking go over a tile?
Grout.
When you have to grout? Oh my God. I think that's the beginning of my fucking knee pain.
Probably.
From grouting fucking tile. Oh. But I did it. I worked for him 2 days a week. I fucking sold fucking neon. You know, I did whatever the fuck I could from 93 to 95. And I got a job in the sports betting service. And that made me a little bit of money. That really, I'm not going to lie to you, that caught me up. That caught me up with attorneys. That caught me up with child support. That caught me up with a lot of things. It was selling sports information on the phone, which I'm fucking good at. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to you about that. And there was a couple there. His name was Sammy. He had been Ace Frehley's assistant for like 3 years in Connecticut. Moved to Boulder with a woman. She was a Chinese woman. I called her White Powder Ma. She was cool as shit. Family-owned Chinese restaurants in Boston. And I friended them, you know, and they knew I was in a low spot in my life. I was single. I was a junkie. You know, I was at war with my wife. I was kind of brokenhearted. I was frustrated because all I really wanted to do was comedy. That's all I wanted to do. And I wasn't at that level yet, but I was out there every night. And they found out about this, and they would drive me to gigs. Sammy had Porsches. He was a Porsche collector. And we worked together, and he would drive me to all these. Every time I had I had so many fucking aces. But this guy would drive me to gigs, drive me to gigs, drive me to gigs. And then, forget about that. 3 nights a week, like the other couple, they would have me over for dinner. Like he would tell me at work, he would come over to me and go, hey, White Powder Ma said to bring your A game tonight. She made you some type of Chinese fucking beef or Chinese shrimp or whatever. Boom. I would go over to the house. They'd take care of me. Here's where it gets better. I got sick one time, and they told me to come over and stay in their bedroom, and they'd take care of me. And they did. Here's even better. There were nights that they were going out, and he would come up to me at work and say, White Powder Ma cooked blah, blah, blah for you. We need to go to a function. Go to the house, you know where the key is. Eat and stay there and watch TV till we get back and play with the dog. This went on 3-4 nights a week. I remember days when they would say to me, if you're not doing anything today, we're going to be in Denver all day. Come over the house. And at that time, my favorite movie was the movie with Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans with Eddie Griffin as the fucking DJ. And the chick that was in John Wick 3, the black chick.
Jada Pinkett? No.
What's her name?
Not Jada Pinkett.
No. She was in John Wick 3 or 2. She always divorces her boyfriends and shit. She's the light-skinned sister. Anyway, it doesn't really fucking matter.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. What was I talking about? I don't even fucking know. But they took care of me. They took care of me every night, you know. Not every night. 3-4 nights a week I was over there. If they cooked, they never used it against me. You know what that's like? That they would come into their house and I'd be on their couch with a blanket on, drinking their soda with a phone in front of me, making calls and shit. You know how many times they said something to me? Zero. You know how many times those people from Minnesota said something to me? I lived in Snowmass Village. Zero. They took care of me. They just took care of me. When I lived in Basalt, Colorado, I had Joy and Fred Brooks. Every Friday night, Joy would pick me up, take me to a house. She would cook, and Fred and me would watch movies till fucking 2 in the morning. We'd smoke pot. He didn't smoke pot. I'd smoke pot. He'd smoke his cigars. And then at fucking 8 in the morning, we'd wake up, and he'd take me to shoot fucking guns. We'd go to the fucking hardware store and buy all types of fucking guns, and we'd shoot them. You know, so people have always taken care of me. So when I see Jimmy, Jimmy's got a family. Jimmy's got a great family littered all around this area here where we live. But pretty much he's alone in his house. So on Thursdays, I do what life did for me. I make him come over and I let him see what a family is. I did the same thing with Steve Simone in LA because people get lost and they forget what the family concept is. And I did the same thing for Lee. I invited him to our home. If we had Christmas, birthdays, whatever, you know, that's what I'm trying to become here. And that's why I contact those single guys all the time because I knew what it was. This week I talked to Theo, had a great conversation with him. I talked to Lee every day. I checked on Dalia to make sure his health is okay and his mind is okay, regardless of what happened. At one time, we were all at the store together having a fucking great time. And now the LA comics are turning on one another like fucking, you know. I'm really happy not to be involved in that scene no more. My heart does go out to Tom Segura. He took a bad fall playing basketball, broken kneecap, arm. My heart goes out to him. Anybody knows I love Tom Segura. And it was funny because I called Bert back and he had Tom in the fucking van taking him to the hospital. So I was really concerned and I called him back. But my heart goes out to the Segura family. Do yourself a favor. Tom's giving you tons of content. Send him a message on Twitter, Facebook, and just let him know you were thinking about him. Tom is a good fucking man. I don't miss Tom. It's funny because last night I called Dean Delray Saturday night, and he was opening up for Bill in Austin. And it was so weird. He was saying he had a great week. That Friday night he had saw Ron White and Rogan and Red Band and I gotta be honest with you, for 10 seconds I got a little bit jealous. Like I'm like, fuck, maybe and I was like, whoa, what am I jealous about? I don't want to be that. I don't want to be a part of that anymore. Like it's so weird. Like right now, I'm not ready to be a part of that. Oh, I'm still best friends with Brian. I spoke to him 2 days ago. And Joe Rogan is still my brother. And I still love Bill Burr and Dean Delray. Forget about it. I'll shoot a motherfucker for Dean. But it was so funny. For a minute there, I was like, man, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to be going out chasing it. I'm very good. This Wednesday, I'll be at Vinny's. Thank God. The next 3 Wednesdays, I'll be at Vinny's. And then I also want to drop another bomb on you. November 18th, I'm having a total motherfucking knee replacement. So I'll talk to Mike and see if we're going to have podcasts this week. If you know anything about me, me and Mike are the whip. We have podcasts every fucking week for you. We're not going to let you down, especially over the holidays. I don't want you to be alone and think about shit. Before I get out of here, I want to talk to you about something, though. In that rocket ship, I learned a lot, and I flipped. I flipped my game. I really realized that I had to be a man. It was time to be a man. I wasn't a kid anymore. And guys, that's the biggest problem you'll ever have in your 20s, is that you're waiting for the switch to flip. You don't know that switch even exists, but I'm telling you it's there. It's really close to your heart. They call it a valve, whatever these fucking doctors and the health profession calls it a valve. I call it a switch. There's a switch in your heart that's just like an electric panel board that it switches, and that's when you decide your life. That's when you decide that this has to disappear for you to go this way. The more you keep moving and the more you keep bettering yourself, more shit's gonna has to disappear out of your life. Trust me, I'm telling you. Whether it's friends, whether it's a bad girlfriend, whether it's a bad situation that you've been going to, something you're involved with, the higher you get, these things will just fade off you. They'll just disappear. You'll go, what the fuck happened? It's like I don't eat peanut butter no more. One of my biggest addictions is peanut butter. When you see me at 400 pounds and 350 the last couple of years, is because every night I eat a fucking thing of peanut butter. I got peanut butter upstairs. I don't even look at it no more. Things just disappear from your life after a while. You don't have to. You have to check them, and then they just disappear. Bad habits disappear. They'll just go away. The more good things you do, the more bad habits disappear. You look at me now, and you're like, Joey, you look different. I look at those old churches. My eyelids are closed. I look 10 years fucking older. I had no pressure living in LA. I love to tell you the pressure of living in there was no pressure. The only pressure I had on was the pressure I put on myself to be a good comic and a good person. But that switch I'm talking about, that switch went off in that fucking thing, and that switch led me to. That switch kept me alive, believe it or not, for close to 18 months. For close to 18 months, I lived by what that switch had done. Somewhere in June or July of 86, I got weak, and I started snorting cocaine again. And that led to my arrest in 88, 87, whatever, but that's a complete different thing. I'm talking about that switch. That switch has to happen when your back is against the wall. That's not going to happen. And again, I'm not talking about putting you against the wall and having 19 Arabs get up with rifles and ask you what your last cigarette, and you smoke a cigarette, we put a blindfold on you and we shoot you. No, I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is you just switch. Like something makes you go, okay, this is what I need. I can't keep living off these excuses. My excuse at the time was that through some heavenly fucking glory, and guys, I wish I was lying to you. 1984 was a different, it's like people say to you, $10 now is different than $10 in 1984. In 1984, for some reason, I had this fucking weird idea that I was going to walk around and somebody was just going to give me $500,000. Can you believe that? Can you believe how fucking stupid and retarded I was? And it was a war that I had gone into with my stepdad. And I kept telling him, for you to get yourself out of this war, it's going to cost you this. He had no reason to pay me this money. And he didn't. But what I did was, as a human being, I go, you know what? I feel I have this money coming to me. He doesn't want to give it to me. I feel society's going to give it to me. And if they don't give it to me, I'm going to rob it. And that's where I got that mentality. But no, I didn't. I said if I had that money coming, that money would come to me in some form at some time in my life. At some time in my life. It might not be right now when I need it at 23, because, I want to live the Miami Vice lifestyle. I want to be on a boat with a bunch of blondes telling lies. That's what I wanted it for at that time. But guess what, man? I waited out that much. And the money did end up coming up over the years through comedy. You know, my first Taco Bell commercial made me some great money. Shit like that. So I made a commitment to the universe that I was going to try, and the universe did come through with that fucking money for me. You know, the switch turns. If you're struggling right now, I'll give you my word as a man that the switch does turn eventually one day. It just turns. And you go, this is what needs to be done. I'm seeing it right now with one of my closest friends and somebody that you guys know, Lee Sayat. Lee Sayat started a Patreon last week. And I've been friends with Lee for 8 fucking years. And I haven't never heard him the way he is this week. You know, why? Because his back's against the wall. He's at home. It snowed. He's living with mom. Like I tell him, he's in the basement. Next to the fucking water heater concept where he swings his kettlebells. He's like, I'm not really in the basement. I got my own bedroom. I don't give a fuck. You're going to get your fucking little cot and go to the basement and make yourself pay those dues. You know, but right now, that switch is going off for him. And for you people who spoke shit and came up with your own assumptions about Lee, I always loved Lee. And I was more than willing to bring Lee down here until I found out that, number one, there was nothing to do down here. There ain't shit to do. Mike, what do you do down here? Unless you want to look at trees and shit. If you're fucking 30 and you're single, there ain't nothing for you down here. There's no singles bars. There's nothing. Everything is fucking. There's Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, up the corner. There was nothing for Lee here. I wanted Lee's switch to turn on. This is why I did this. I couldn't say this to you publicly because you wouldn't understand where I was coming from. I was never getting rid of Lee. I was never getting rid of Lee as a friend, anything like that. It was time for Lee's switch to go on. The same will happen with Mike someday. Mike's switch has gone on.
Yeah, it's been on.
Since we've met, your switch has gone on like 3 fucking times. Because why? You had kids.
Yeah.
You got kids. Your switch has to go on. You can't keep telling those same stories when you have fucking kids. The kids need to eat. Well, guess what? Mama's going to pack up those kids and take them back to her mama's house. And then you can hang out with your loser buddies and do all that dumb shit. But if anybody, I give an applaud to. Because, bro, we all think that Anthony Robbins or that Jesus or the Holy Smoke is going to touch you and you're going to change. No, you're not. A switch has to go off. And once that switch goes off, bro, it's fucking scary. It's fucking scary. I told you last week that most of you people are stuck because you don't want to know who you're going to become. But once that switch goes off and you want to know who you want to become, it's fucking on. It's real. I don't know. People, where do you get your motivation from? That fucking switch. That switch is never turned off. Once that switch is turned on, you'll never look for motivation. You'll tell Joey Diaz to go fuck himself. Fuck you with your Monday morning bullshit, you fat fuck. I don't need you. I got my own fucking shit going on. That's when you start waking up going, you know what? I'm waking up today on a Monday morning, December 7th, and somebody has to pay for me to wake the fuck up. That's the attitude you start going. If I gotta wake up today, somebody's gonna fucking pay me to fucking wake up. And once you have that fucking attitude, that's when you're fucking ready. So I know that this has slowed you down. I know that, you know, watching the computer for learning has slowed you down a little bit. But hey, you got to find ways to pick yourself up. I'm happy you're on Patreon. I'm happy you listen to the podcast to break up your fucking week. But the answer for you is not on this fucking computer. It's out there living your life. It's out there doing projects. It's finding who the fuck you are. I had a kid send me an email 2 or 3 months ago. I don't know what to decide on being. And he had 8 things. A mechanic, a plumber, a janitor, an artist. And I'm like, just pick one. Just pick one. You're not going to be able to do 2 or 3 of them. Just pick one. Let the switch go off and fucking attack it. That's it. Nobody's going to turn the switch on for you. I'm telling you right now. Your mom can't turn it on. Oh, I'm having a baby. The baby's going to turn the switch on for me. No, it wasn't. The baby's going to be there. And after you fuck up 4 or 5 times and your wife drops an ultimatum on you, the switch will go on by itself. Am I lying, Mike?
Not at all.
The switch turns on. You don't want, listen, you want the switch to turn on, but if you're not ready for it yet, I don't want you to turn it on. You have to be ready to turn the switch on. If I would have turned that switch on in 83, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have died of a cocaine overdose. Thank God I turned it on in 85. And I turned it on and it was on a positive side. Because like I said to you, my dream was never to be fucking George Carlin. My dream was just to be a good man, a functioning man, and, you know, somebody who's part of the community, somebody who is on top of his fucking life. That's all I ever wanted to be. That's it. And that's that. It's fucking Monday, December 7th. You got your Phil, you got your little Uncle Joey. We got to see each other. What are we? Fucking 18 days away from fucking Christmas. This is great. This is great, guys. Listen, this is what it is. It is what it is. So what? You can't go to the bar. So what? You can't get together. Whatever the fuck you want to do, you do. You wear your mask. You don't wear your mask. The number one thing I expect from you right now is fucking happiness and getting through this, plowing through this. The holidays is tough enough, but don't fucking lie to yourself either. 2021 ain't gonna be no fucking parade on the streets. 2021 is gonna be a more of a struggle than this. It's December and we're struggling. What do you think? January is going to change? March is going to change? April? Oh, well, Pfizer's coming out. That's all great. There's still going to be a mental residue left over. I don't want you motherfuckers to be caught up with that mental residue. Get rid of it right now. We got to start fucking rocking it right now. That's why we're starting with the Lucy gum. That's why we're starting with the fucking, with the fucking Alpha Brain. I want you to start on it right now. You're not going to wait till December 31st to make your new fucking thing. You're starting today. That's fucking it. And that's it. And that's that. I love you motherfuckers. Thank you for watching. Wednesday night Uncle Vinny's. I have not heard anything from Ozzy's Boneyard. But for you Patreon people, the shirts are coming. As you can see, there's your little fucking Mind the Joey Diaz lighter and whatnot. Everything's coming. I love you motherfuckers. Have a great Monday. Have a great fucking day. Don't let nobody fucking stop you. Get your notebook. Start journaling. I don't know if you've noticed on Facebook lately, they're advertising all these fucking journals. The how to fucking journal and how to be whatever. Don't say I haven't been talking to you about journaling. They're all a bunch of copycat motherfuckers. Don't pay for their journals. All you need is a notebook to pull your own creativity out. I love you motherfuckers. I want to thank Onnit, and I want to thank fucking Lucy Coe again, and I want to thank you guys for being part of Uncle Joey's joint. That's it, and that's that. Have a great day, and we'll see you motherfuckers Wednesday. I want to thank you motherfuckers for listening to my ear beating today. I'm sorry, I just got to get it out. It's the beginning of the month. We're coming on a new fucking year. And I want you guys to understand what the fuck is really crack-a-lacking. Before I get out of here, listen. Uncle Joey's Joint is brought to you by Lucy Nicotine Gum. I know how tough it is to quit smoking. Especially when you smoke reefer. Me, I like smoking a cigarette. And then you follow it with a reefer hit. And everything's beautiful. But I can't do that no more. I got health issues. So I had to stop smoking cigarettes. And I quit, and I still fucking mess around with the nicotine gum. The nicotine gum of choice is Lucy Nicotine Gum. Why? Because when you're craving to smoke, you just need a little something to satisfy the habit. It's a program to quit smoking. You're just not going to fucking quit overnight. You people, I had a friend who tried to quit 3 days later. He was fucking green from the gills. But let's forget about all that. I love Lucy. You step outside, you take a moment, you pop this shit in your mouth, and you're as good as new, Jack. It's 2020. It's rough out there. And 2021 ain't gonna be no fucking easier. All you people like, oh, I can't wait for 2021. What do you think, COVID's gonna disappear on the 1st? Go fuck yourself. But you need to quit smoking. So get Lucy today so you're prepared when you get that itch. Keep it on you when your craving hits. And subscribe so you have it when you need it. Lucy gum tastes fucking tremendous. It comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. And they also got a cherry ice flavored lozenge that will make your fucking asshole hairs blow up. All right, my favorite, I'm going with the pomegranate. It's smooth, it tastes delicious, and it satisfies the fucking craving, okay? So what I want you to do is this, to the Uncle Joey Joint family. If you're looking to quit smoking and you're serious about it, go to lucy.co and use promo code Joey to get 20% off all their products, including the gum and the cherry ice lozenge. That's lucy.co. Use promo code Joey at checkout. Also, I got to give you this disclaimer. The product contains nicotine derived from tobacco. Nicotine is an addictive chemical, but this is the way out right here, slowly and surely. Lucy Nicotine Gum. Go to lucy.co and be sure to use promo code Joey. Also, the joint is brought to you by Onnit. Listen, when it comes to supplements, Onnit is number fucking uno in my book. Why? Because they have a product called Alpha Brain. They're fucking space fucking shit product. And if you don't like it, it don't work for you. They'll give you your money back, 100% guarantee, and they don't want the product back. You go to a fucking a Mexican joint and the food sucks, you go back, they tell you to go fuck yourself. Not on it. They give you your money back. That's a company I can rely on. That's a company I can trust. They have other great supplements: Shroom Tech Immune, Shroom Tech Sport, New Mood. The list goes on and on. The fucking coconut almond bites, the fucking melatonin spray to help you get sleep at night. Onnit is Onnit. That's why they called fucking Onnit. They're fucking making things happen. So right now you're sitting there, you're confused, you got no focus. It's hard. Your whole life is gone. Start with the Alpha Brain. Start with the small count bottle. I don't give a fuck. Start with that. Just give it a try. Give it a week. You're going to have some vivid fucking dreams. But you're going to have the focus that you're looking to have to get over what's going on right now. You understand me? We're 3/4 out the door already. But you need that extra push just in case over the holidays you get sentimental. And they also make great gifts. Go to Onnit.com right now. Press in church and get 10% off delivered to your house. No fucking drama. I want to thank Lucy.co and the church and Onnit for sponsoring us. But I want to thank you motherfuckers for taking an hour out of your day to listen to us, all right? It's that easy. Have a great fucking weekend. We'll be back Wednesday. Stay black. There you go, cocksuckers.